Hi, welcome back, folks. My name is Blackman from the Heart Association, and I'm here with the wonderful Holly Ross. Go ahead and introduce yourself, Holly, for those that don't know Holly.
I guess I'm wonderful. I'm also, aside from being wonderful, the executive director of the Nonprofit Technology Network. So.
Exactly, and that's the main reason why we're here. And so, Holly, how do you feel the conference has been going so far, or how do you feel it went?
Well, you know, that's always a tough question to answer, Andre, when you are the actual conference organizer. I just have the running list of things that went wrong in my head.
Oh, yeah.
But overall, I mean, I really feel like it's been, as usual, just a really fantastic community here at the conference, and I've been really excited. I think I saw someone tweet out something yesterday like, oh, thanks, NTEN, you guys do such an amazing job. You know, you're awesome. And I said, you know what? If we're awesome, it's because you guys are awesome. The community really makes this show, and they've been so wonderful and kind and generous and open and sharing, and it's been a really great time.
Fantastic, and it's kind of like what Dan Heath said earlier, is that we have to celebrate the successes, the hope that comes out. So clean your plate from the negative stuff and celebrate the positive.
True.
And so recently Google launched their suite of tools for nonprofits. And so Google has really been entering the space for the do-gooders, people who are trying to change the world. So what are your thoughts on the whole suite of tools, and how do you think that might revolutionize the nonprofit world?
Well, at NTEN, we're definitely really big believers in the cloud, right? I mean, at the end of the day, we don't want IT staff to actually be tinkering with boxes, right? We want IT staff to be thinking about, how do I use all this other kinds of technology, consumer technology, the internet, all that great stuff. How do we use that technology to fulfill our missions, right? That's where we feel like nonprofits should be spending their technology time, not in server maintenance. Right, and so
supporting the mission.
Yeah, exactly. And so what I love about Google products in the cloud in general, right, is that nonprofits now get access to these world-class tools, right, at a very low price point. It gives even the smallest nonprofit the ability to use some of the best tools that are out there. And it also means that they don't have to support the infrastructure that goes with it, right?
Exactly. Fantastic. And I hear a little bird kind of told me that Google and you guys may have gotten a grant, and which is wonderful news. So tell us a little bit about the Google grant and what you guys plan on doing with that.
All right, so we did at the end of the year, Google announced that they gave us a gift of $1,150,000, right?
That's a lot of zeros.
It's a lot of zeros, over 2 years. And what we're really excited about is that the grant is really around the program work that we want to do here at NTEN. And it has mostly to do with a couple of key areas. So the first is leadership, right? Just in general, we really believe in two things: that nonprofit leaders have to understand how technology integrates into their mission, and tech staff at nonprofits have to understand what strategy is, right, and what role they can play in it. So we're going to be able to do a lot of programs around that. So the first is the journal that we just launched here at the conference, NTEN Change. So you can go to nten.org/NTEN Change, and it's a free quarterly publication. And because we are who we are, it does not come in paper format.
Fantastic.
We are too fancy even for email.
There you go.
It's a really neat online publication. That's very interactive. So we've got videos embedded, all kinds of infographics, lots of case studies, and everywhere that we can, we're linking out to other stuff on the web that folks can take a look at. But it's still got that nice magazine-y look, right? For the ED on the go. So,
and do you think will there be a mobile component? Will professionals be able to carry this around?
It's designed so that you can get it in your browser, but we specifically designed it at a size that's good for tablets.
Oh, fantastic!
And it makes it pretty reasonable to read it on your phone as well. And the software lets you zoom in and navigate it.
Fantastic.
Which is great. So the Change Journal. We're also doing 6 cohorts over the next 2 years of our Technology Leadership Academy, which is an mostly online course designed for nonprofit leaders and their tech-responsible staff. And they go through it together, which is really great, because we hope that what happens is that they build a dialogue over the course of those 9 weeks when they're talking about what's the baseline technology that needs to go in my office, right? What are the web strategies we need to be thinking about? That they're talking about those things together, experiencing it together, and that they come out of that better able to serve the organization as a team, rather than 2 people talking from different sides of the room. Which is the typical thing, right?
And that's one of the great things I love about NTEN is the community that gets baked in, and making sure that people are talking with each other, sharing best practices. And just kind of moving on to, since you've been in this world and on the front line of, I guess, social media and technology in the nonprofit world, what kind of trends have you been seeing that might be occurring like now, and kind of like forecasting where you see the nonprofit sector world going?
Sure. So a couple things that I'm really interested in. So one, we just released yesterday a new report with Common Knowledge and Blackman on social networking benchmarks.
Yes.
So what social networks are nonprofits using, and a little bit about how they're using them. And what we really got away from this report, this is our third report. I think when we started the report, I can't remember the number off the top of my head, but you know, it was a pretty good usage by nonprofits in terms of how many had been using, say, Facebook or LinkedIn or MySpace, right? This is fairly significant. This year, basically 90% of survey respondents said, I have a presence in one of those places.
Fantastic.
Right? So, like, we're there now. That's great. And I think the next question is, what do we do with it, right?
Exactly.
And I think that's the next wave. Everyone here is, like, they've got their thing. They know they have that anchor there. Now they're just trying to figure out, what do we really do with it? What can we make possible? And I think we're going to see lots of innovation there.
Okay, like optimizing the tools and really getting comfortable with it for the next level of interaction.
Yeah, and what I really feel will happen is how do we integrate those tools back into our own web properties to make them social?
Right.
And be able to better track what's the impact of social on our program work, on our fundraising, and our communication. So, for example, you know, integrating the Facebook Connect login onto your website.
Right.
Once you do that, like, now you know who came, you know, who's using their who's in your Facebook universe. Right. So those kinds of things I think are going to be interesting. And then also mobile. Everything mobile. All mobile all the time.
All mobile all the time. Things are definitely moving that area. And thanks, Holly. Just one last question for you. As far as an organization, where do you see NTEN going in the next 5 years?
I think the one big takeaway for me, or the biggest thing, the thing that's most important to me personally and how I lead the organization is the word collaboration, which we all talk about and we've tried in some various ways, but I really feel like we have come to really recognize that we can't do this technology work alone. And that it's going to be really important for us to work with the state nonprofit associations, the management assistance organizations, the Association of Fundraising Professionals, all those organizations that are touching the sector out there. We have to work with them and have a unified strategy for this whole culture shift that needs to happen around technology.
Fantastic.
So that's going to be our push.
All right. Well, thanks again, Holly, so very much for your time. You're doing a wonderful job. The conference has been fantastic. Hopefully all of you have gotten value out of this. And go keep doing the great work that you're doing.
Can I have a nap first?
We all wish we could have a nap. I'm sorry, Holly.
Thanks, Andre.
No problem.